Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, it's episode 10 of Old Content, New Units. And yes, the last episode that did come out was episode 8, but I did fast track this episode because we have a very special raid that has come to Extra Island for the Film Red Celebration. Now, this raid should have been here like 2 months ago, but we got it now, which is good. And that's Raid Bullet. Raid Bullet is finally back, and in today's video, we're doing old content with new units to take on the Raid Bullet. Now, because this is a bit of a special event, we are obviously going to do our Marco teams. We're going to do our Chopper teams like we always do. If you guys are new to this series, link in the description for the playlist if you guys want to check out some of the old units that are good to farm up for level 150 or level limit break expansion. Now, I don't recommend getting the characters level 150, but at least having the dupes in them helps out a lot in case you do for stuff like Kazuna Clashes, Grand Voyage, stuff like that. It'll really help you out and not have to grind when those events are actually on, and sort of point out what units are very, very good and very, very powerful for a lot of content moving forward. Raid Bullet, he hasn't been back since the release. Hopefully Bonavest is there as well. I haven't actually jumped in yet, so we'll be fast forwarding a little bit once we do that. But because it's a special clash, like I mentioned, we've got Chopper team, we've got a Marco team. We'll have our wheel with a new legend, and I'm actually going to spin that twice. We're going to have 5 teams in today's video, 2 new legend teams, and then our challenge team to wrap it up. But if you enjoy this type of content, belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel, hit the big red subscribe button as well, but most importantly, enjoy the video, and let's spin some wheels. Alright, so here we are, we're at the wheels. We're going to spin the wheel. Now, I have added tot music to the wheel since the last episode, but because this has been fast-tracked, we have Super Snake Man and Sop Sop on this list as well. As always, we're going to give it a spin. We're going to build a team with double whatever the captain is, and in today's video, it's going to be... Oh, don't do that to me. Shiki 6+. That is super, super interesting. Okay, cool. Man, 6. I'm so glad we're spinning again, because I really don't want to use the new Shiki. I don't have him limit break expanded level 5, so I'm kind of like, you know. Neko team. Okay, cool. I do love me a bit of Neko Inu combination. You know what? Screw it. Let's make an extra team. Why not? Let's make it special, you know? Let's make it special. Give me someone cool. Alright, Yamace. Crowd favorite. We love Yamace. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So they're the captains we're going to use, as well as Chopper and Marco, and then we all have a bit of a challenge team. Let's spin the wheel for the challenge. Alright, challenge team, and this is the one where I get to pick my own captain, and then we sort of build around the challenge. So it's going to be a 5-man color-based team. Okay. For that, I think we'll bring the new Super Snake Man Luffy. I think that's probably the. No, look, we'll see how we go. Let's dive into the team building. Let's take on Raid Bullet. Alright, so as always, we're going to start it off with the double Marco team. So that's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in now. I actually have never done a video on this particular piece of content, and it's been a little while since this content came out. Obviously, came out alongside the Stampede film event, and I thought that was a lot sooner than what it actually was. Turns out, like, it's been a little while, so this particular clash isn't overly challenging. It is a 30 stamina event, which immediately is a lot lower than what we're used to. It's a 7-star event, something like the 13-star arenas and all that sort of stuff that we have been getting. So getting this done was actually, like, fairly easy. So I did scrap a few things. I did scrap the Chopper team. I put in a Carrot Wonder team because Carrot Wonder's a lot of fun. And I changed the challenge team at the end, but you guys will see that once we get there. But Double Marco, he tears through it, obviously, with his super class, wave clearing the first couple stages. You can get cooldowns with his super class, cooldowns with his special, the auto trigger of his special. You can use Garp, you can use Sengoku, the free-to-play characters. They can give cooldowns. You can use Zoro for wave clearing as well. And as you guys see, like, we get to this, like, 4th stage of Bullet literally just by wave clearing the first 3 stages, including like stage 3, which is a boss stage, just by utilizing the auto trigger of Marco, the special of Zoro. But on stage 4, on stage 3, you get a full board of block orbs. And then on stage 4, there's 3 turns of damage reduction. For this particular team, we just don't even care about any of it. Like, the wave clearing shenanigans that Marco can provide just tear through the stage 3. And then you can just use... Well, actually, no, I think we get rid of the damage reduction with Sengoku. But you can use basically any other character. Like, you don't even really need to get rid of it if you are using double Marco. Because Marco, he's just so powerful. Like, obviously, new legends, old content, right? So, remove the damage reduction somehow. I use Sengoku. And then on the final stage, you can just use like an orb boost or an attack booster, and it all works out pretty hunky-dory. On to the next team. Like I said, I did use a Carrot and Wanda team over Chopper. Now, this particular event does not drop cotton candy at all. So, I figured, like, what was the real point of actually running Chopper when Chopper's real gimmick is to get the cotton candy dupes, as well as XP and Belly, but I thought, hey, Carrot Wanda, they are the queens of speed alongside Neko and Inu, so I thought I'd include them into a cerebral-based team like what I would normally do with Chopper anyway. You can use their captain ability to get wave clearing shenanigans for the first 2 stages as well, and then once you hit stage 3, it all becomes pretty self-explanatory. You can use Sabo and Koala specials for block orb manipulation, you can stockpile the attack boost with Pudding, and the rest of this team is basically just a one-bot pop. So it works out pretty nicely. Carrot and Wanda have colored advantage on stage 3 and stage 4. That works out pretty nicely. And then on the final stage, you have 3 strength characters that have color affinity as well. Neko and Inu are actually insanely good for this. You can use the Odin support like I am to get a Wano orb on the final stage. And you can remove the damage reduction on stage 4 with Vivi and Rebecca. It's a whole bunch of dual units on this team, except we don't even switch with a single one of them, which is actually pretty funny. So that was kind of cool. Pudding's great because she can give cooldown, she can give the stockpiling effect, and that way you can get the 2.5 times orb boost of Carrot on the final stage, or Carrot Wanda. And then you can also get the attack boost and the color affinity boost with Neko and Inu. And because you have that Wano slot, you can literally just attack with Neko and Inu, and it'll actually kill here. I attacked with Sabo Koala for God knows whatever reason, but if you literally just attack with Neko and Inu with the 1.75 times attack color affinity and the 2.5 times orbs, you will easily take out good old Bullet. So that was Carrot Wanda. Does it very, very fast, very nicely. The next team is the Shiki team. So Shiki was the first character that we spun the wheel on. And as I was building this team, I thought it was actually quite fitting that we used a 6+ movie legend against a movie raid. I thought that was actually kind of cool when I was sort of building it out. But for this team, I did bring a bunch of what's it called? Color affinity boost? Not color affinity boosters. Cooldown reducers. The cooldown reducers for this team, we have the free-to-play Drake. He gives 2 turns of cooldowns. Very nice. You don't need these characters. It just makes life so much quicker. And then we had Zoro. Zoro is a 2-turn reducer for the entire crew. He's also an orb booster for quick, but we're literally just using him for cooldowns. And then I built the team around driven characters. You can get the Super Tandem with Kid with this particular team. You've also got the color affinity buff from Killer. He can remove the damage reduction on stage 4 as well. And for this particular team, to get around the block orbs, you can use the Shiki special. But because there's no normal attacks only on the first 3 stages, getting around this stage is actually fairly easy because you can literally just use a wave clearer or like a big damage dealer. Because we get the tap timing bonus of X-Drake as well, we don't really have to worry about the block orbs because we get tap timing. Again, no normal attacks only means we can use those sort of like broken abilities like tap timing, like damage from specials and all that sort of stuff as well. On stage 4 against Bullet, we do have the damage reduction, and for this team, I have the free-to-play Killer to get around that. We have an orb boost and orb manipulation with Shiki. He works out quite nicely, and even without a level limit break Shiki, like, this team actually operated pretty nicely. However, like I said, this content isn't exactly the be-all or end-all. It's not exactly super challenging, but ideally, you do want to farm it up to get Bullet to level 150, as he hasn't come back since his initial release. Plus, there's a bunch of Chopper Man missions as well that actually give you his limit break materials. However, as I'm sort of looking at it now, there's really no, what's it called? There's actually no return of, what's his name? Bonavista. There are a bunch of missions, though, that I'm actually just noticing now. You need to put a little lore in the team, like Buggy in the team. You need like a Crocodile in the crew, Smoker in the crew. And that way you can actually just get the big orb drops. And that way you don't have to farm it as much anyway. But Shiki, he did it pretty nicely, as you guys saw there. Let's move on to Neko now. Neko, just absolute demon mode. As you guys know, I do love running Neko and Inu. I think they're incredibly powerful. And with the release of the new Hiyori, she works so good on a Neko and Inu team, because you can start with Wano slots, and if you're wave clearing the first 2 stages, you can just hold on to those Wano slots until stage 3, which works out quite nicely because we actually get block orbs, and I feel like this particular team could actually auto it, if I'm completely honest. Neko and Inu go through damage reduction just by their normal taps, and with their specials being an attack boost and an orb boost on previous, consecutive turns, it works out incredibly nicely. I did add Who's Who on this particular team for some color affinity, for some chain boosting stuff. And I did have Kinemon just in case I did need some more cooldowns, but Neko and Inu, like, they are the kings of cooldown, so doesn't matter too much, and we're sort of just single tapping our way through this entire fight as well. You have more Wano Orbs with Hiyori on the final stage as well, so like if you use the Wano Orbs, don't stress because you can get them back. Bullet doesn't really do too much on the final stage, so it's not too challenging. Just be mindful he does turn into a Dex unit, and he does do a 50% HP cut. And if he hits you fairly hard. Not really nowadays, but like when he used to hit fairly hard. So that was the double Neko team. Actually works out quite nicely. We did spin the wheel one more time, and we actually got Yamato and Ace. Yamato and Ace, look, I love this unit, but I do understand why a lot of people have sort of dropped them off their tier lists and stuff like that. However, when it comes to doing like clashes, arenas, all of that not like super like strenuous content or like the big damage number content, like Ace Yamato shine like crazy. They get stuff done incredibly fast. They have bind, special bind removal in their kit. They give cooldowns. They're an attack booster. Like, they're very, very good. They got a great switch ability. I understand it's hard to get their super switch in normal content, but nevertheless, their regular switch ability is insanely good. And after just doing the latest Super Boss Kazuna, like, they were actually very, very good in that as well. So, I love this unit. I added Super Tandem Luffy on this team because he was another GOAT for the Super Boss Kazuna as well, and I love that unit too. So, once we hit stage 4, we have the damage reduction for this particular team. We get around it with Usopp. To get around the block orbs, we use the pudding special. We don't even need to stockpile anything with pudding. She's just block orb manipulation and cooldowns, which is great. And then just with the pure power of the like captain abilities of Yamato and Ace, we can actually take out Bullet pretty easily without any like buffs besides their attack boost, which is pretty cool. On the final stage against Bullet, we are just going to pop our Luffy and our Yamato and Ace special. That way we get some orb manipulation, we get some tandem orbs, we get an orb boost, we get an attack boost. And we just basically take out Bullet easy peasy. So as I was saying, like, this clash is not overly challenging. The big things you guys want to focus on if you are doing your own team building is you want to bring someone to rotate block orbs, someone that can get around damage reduction, and then a whole bunch of just like boosting damage that's probably based around quick and strength-based units. The final team of the video is actually the challenge team, and if you guys were watching at the beginning and you got this far, shout out to you guys. Make sure to belt the like button, hit the subscribe button for me. But you guys would have seen it was a 5-man color-based team, and as I was doing these teams, as I've just been rambling on, the content wasn't exactly challenging. Like, it wasn't too hard, and I thought a 5-man team, that wasn't a challenge. Like, that wasn't a challenge at all. So I said, hey, for a bullet-based concept, let's run a bullet-based team. It's not a 5-man team. It's still a color-based team, but it's literally just us and a friend captain. And we actually managed to get it done fairly nicely. With Bullet's level limit break expansion, he's an incredibly powerful unit. He always was an incredibly powerful unit, but now he's just more powerful. And it's just absolutely busted what he can do. If you guys have level limit break Bullet and you want to get all of the missions done, all you can do for this particular team is slap on a Boa, slap on a Law, slap on a Buggy. Like, there's so many strength, int, quick characters that you could just put on this team. And it doesn't really matter what you do because you don't even need them. Like, you can make this team faster, obviously, with those characters. But you actually don't need them. Just chuck on a quick smoke up, chuck on a quick Boa, chuck on an int Buggy, chuck on a Luffy. Like, any of those characters that will get you those big orbs, like, it'll definitely help you out. But ideally, the whole concept here, the point of this particular team was just to showcase that with double level limit break plus and limit break expanded Bullet, you could get this done, and you could get it done very, very easily, which is pretty wild. Nevertheless, like I said, bring those characters, and you can get those missions done as well. The damage reduction proved to be a little bit challenging, because on stage 3, you get a bunch of block orbs, and we couldn't kill on stage 3, which is very annoying. So we copped Special Bind, and then once the block was went away, Bullet just did way too much damage, because he's Rainbow against all types, which is just absolutely absurd. And then by the time we hit the final stage, we actually didn't have the normal attacks only. However, the normal attacks only being gone means that we can do all of that crazy end-of-turn damage from Bullet, and as you guys will see here, we just blow the stage away. So that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!